Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 4, which is entitled as Jnana Yoga, Sloka 29. Apāne juhvati prāṇaṁ, prāṇe pānaṁ tathāpare, prāṇāpāna-gatī ruddhvā, prāṇāyāma-parāyaṇāḥ, apare niyatāhārāḥ, prāṇān prāṇeṣu juhvati. So, problems are caused if it is not well balanced and uncoordination or cooperation of mind and body happens. They are disjoint. Also less power of sensation due to the lack of Vyana Vayu. It is said Vyana Vayu represents water. Udhana Vayu located at the throat, which it is used for uplifting one's existence. It's an uplifting air. It functions in speech. The air moves upward, nourishing the brain and the sensory organs like eyes, nose, ears, mouth. The Udhana Vayu provides the ability to state the truth with freedom. Ability, so the space one gets to feel and experience. This is the Vayu which helps one on their spiritual growth. It's an important Vayu which is helpful in meditation, self-inquiry, and so forth. This Udhana Vayu represents ether. Now, having understood a little bit about the big topic in a nutshell, now we'll relate what Krishna is trying to say in this sloka, using the prana and apāna vayus. The three types of practitioners that's been mentioned who uses the practice of pranayama in their sacrifice. Number one, by inhale process, the prana vayu which travels upward is blocked, and the blocked prana vayu is now being pushed downward and made as an oblation offering to the apāna vayu which travels downward. So here the prana vayu becomes the havish into the fire called apāna vayu. This is Purana Pranayama. Number two, by exhaling process, the apāna vayu which travels downward is blocked, and the blocked apāna vayu is now pulled upward and made as an oblation to the prana vayu which travels upward. So here the apāna vayu becomes the havish into the fire called prana vayu. Rechaka pranayama. The third practice, by holding retention, the breath, the function of all the five vayus, prana, apāna, vyana, udhana, samana, stopped, and they are made as an oblation to their respective vayu itself. So here the five vayus becomes the havish into the fire called five vayu respectively. Kumbhaka pranayama. And this is what has been mentioned in this sloka. When the mind is as clear as transparent glass, there is nothing that could disturb the body. If we notice hesitancy, discontent, fear of doing something, we can certainly assume that there are blockages in the system. These blockages do not just occur in the physical body. they exist even more in the mind, in the consciousness. So in the pranayama practice, one tries to link the mind and breath. So let's see what we can do, how we can apply this in our daily life. As a beginner, one can start simple pranayama exercise daily. Sitting in a place, calm place, and in a comfortable position, one can exhale, and an exhalation should be, say, for a certain duration, 4 seconds. And the intention, the holding of the breath for 3 seconds after we exhale. After 3 seconds, one can inhale, and the inhalation should be of duration 4 seconds. And this is called one cycle. This can be considered as one cycle. And we can do 10 cycles in a day. Also, one can do the same practice using mantras, by chanting mantras in mind. For example, while inhaling in mind, one can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and hold the breath while chanting in the mind Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Next, exhale while chanting in mind Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and hold the breath while chanting in mind Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This makes it as one cycle. Like this, one can do 10 cycles every day to start with, and gradually increase these cycles. The counting can happen through fingers. This practice will very well help for those who are chanting some mantras, names of God, a prescribed number of times daily. It brings the focus towards the mantra, and the chanting becomes very effective. And of course, there are various variations which can be practiced and mastered with the help of a bona fide yoga teacher. But to do all this exercise, one has to have proper diet, else it will not be effective at all. And that is what Krishna says here in the Sloka, niyatāhārāḥ. That is, one should eat food that are in mode of goodness, which means obviously vegetarian food. And the vegetables and the ingredients used in making the vegetarian food should also be in mode of goodness, sattvic. One should keep their stomach empty while practicing yoga, exercise, pranayama. And while eating, after exercise, the stomach has to be virtually, mentally divided into 4 parts. 2 parts for food, 1 part for water, and 1 part for circulation of air. That's how one should eat. If we fill the stomach only with food and no space for water and air, then that's going to be a problem for digestion. Undigested food turns into fat, and we know what comes after that. A lot of issues. Therefore, Krishna is emphasizing here that one should eat gently, reasonably, and one should eat sattvic food. And one should practice these things before eating. Practice these exercises before eating. Now, so far, Krishna has covered 14 subdivisions of Karma Yoga. That's what we have discussed so far. Apāne juhvati prāṇaṁ, prāṇe pānaṁ tathāpare, prāṇāpāna-gatī ruddhvā, prāṇāyāma-parāyaṇāḥ, apare niyatāhārāḥ, prāṇān prāṇeṣu juhvati. Namaste. Hare Krishna.